Hello, Space Engineers, and welcome back. Now, the recent update has just dropped. Well, it dropped yesterday. And much to my surprise and disappointment when it came in, I found out that hinges are no longer allowing anything to pass through them as far as cargo. So, as of right now, this whole project is kind of at a standstill. I mean, I can still work and build on it. The conveyor line part, I'm saying. I could still work and build on that, but without those hinges being connected to anything or allowing stuff to pass through them, it's kind of pointless because it won't do anything. So I'm going to hold off on working on that for a little bit. I'm sure they'll get it fixed. It's just that it's probably an oversight on their part. They're doing some modifications or adding something or simply loaded up an old model or something. I assume it's going to be an easy, quick fix, but when they get around to it, I don't know. But for now, they are not working. But we can move on and do some other stuff. What I need, let me get into this here. What we need is we need a way to get iron from our mine over there over to here. And I'm going to need a lot of iron to build eventually a project up there, our space elevator. That's going to take a lot of iron. And I need a way to move that. So that means I need another cargo drone. But this one needs to be big enough it's going to haul a lot of stuff. So I think that is what we're going to work on for today, is building said cargo drone to carry said lots of iron. I'm going to probably build it down over there, though I think I've got more resources up here. So I'll probably be coming back up here for the resources, but doing a lot of the building. Let's see, how much? Whoa. I don't think I've got any cobalt over here. Yeah, I've got very little. But I've got a bunch of motors and other stuff over here. But we can come down here and we can lay stuff out. I need to turn off some stuff. Anyways, we can come down here, lay stuff out, and I can weld it up off screen. Let's see if we can't get a basic skeleton laid out. Let me get some resources here to work with. Go ahead, grab all of that. I know I've got more than that laid out. Here we go. Start with that. Start with that. I don't think I'll be needing any of these, but let me grab some of that. Let's start with. I've got plenty of those. What do I have? Sorry, let me. See how many I've got. And this is probably where ISIS is a little better, as you can tell how much you've got. You know, I don't have a screen set up. That'd be the easy way. But this is where you need to go in this to set up all your quotas. And there it is, 20. I'll leave it at that for now. It'll be a little slow, but So we need to get this laid out. For now I'm just going to do that. Leave it white. Hold on, let's go weldless. Might figure out a coloring later. Oops. Going to need, let's first get some blocks here that we can just get rid of later. Going to go with that. And give myself a little room. So I'm going to need a lot of it. I'm going to do that. Let's see how the port's laid out on this. I'm passing components, so I need large. Let's do that. And do I want that, or do I want more room? Let's give myself a bit more room. This thing's going to be pretty good size. Let's see, we don't have the armored variation in this one, do we? No. I can still use that. That'll give me a little bit of extra room. Let's do that. We'll put my connector back here. That is all in line, isn't it? Yes. And we are going to, let me switch this out for these. I'm going to need a lot of these. Let me get my batteries in first. It's kind of what I thought. I could put them there. Whoa. Once again, I'm going to need a lot of battery. Okay, that's 4. You know, I better weld that up in the center before I get too carried away here. I have done a little poking around at some of the new blocks. I do like the look of some of the new thrusters. They are weaker, which makes sense. They're smaller. I probably won't be using any of them on this build, but I do really like the looks of them. And some of the decorative pack blocks, those look really nice. I can see a lot of potential for those in setting up your bases. Let's see, hold on, I've got counting batteries here. Okay, that's going to be all of those. As far as some of the performance improvements, don't know until we get there. I mean, they've made some performance improvements in the past already. Darn, I can't put that where I want it. Alright, guess they're going up here. Because, you know, last time when it was testing with that other space elevator I made, last time I had that thing come loose on me, my sim speed dropped a fair amount. Where that time it didn't do much, and that was before this latest improvement, so it's going to be hard to tell. Maybe other people will be able to tell more of a difference. But we'll have to see on that. Boy, that's a lot of lift. But you kind of need that much lift. That iron gets heavy fast. So now that's looking like a good place for some braking thrust. Now that's one thing I noticed with the recent update. My unknown signals came back. Before that, I hadn't been cutting it out. No, those just weren't showing up. I don't know why, but they weren't. Maybe one of the mods I had was messing with it, but as of right now that I don't really need them, my unknown signals are showing back up in this save. So I found that interesting. Let's see, do I have... Yeah, that may not work there. I was going to roast to that. So I need some spacing there. And that should space it out enough to where we are not roasting that, I think. I don't know. Might have to put those somewhere else. I really like having those there. But I worry about them getting too close to this. Too wide. It's almost the spot to put in another battery. Instead of all this, move some of these batteries over to here. Let me do that. Actually, I can leave those two there. Let me move these two. And now put my batteries back. And here. Which means, let me get rid of these. And that will space it out, I think, enough that those won't roast them. So that'll work. As for forward thrust, I'm half tempted just to stick them out here. Or, hold on, I can do that. Let me do that instead. Let me get some hydrogen. Okay, back from getting hydrogen. We were moving these around. Boy, that sucker's wide in the back. But I think I'm going to leave it. So now I need some gyros. Probably need a lot of these. Kind of line them up here. Is it rotating them every time? I bet you it's rotating them. I'm gonna fix that one here in a wee bit. That was down along there. Maybe that's overkill. Maybe it's not. Go ahead and fix this one. So we've got all that. We've got our, we need left and right thrust. Don't want to put it back here. I don't know. Guess I could. I'd want to extend out my connector a bit. Yeah, let's put them back here. Oops. Do that, and I can extend my connector out here. Will just a frame be enough, or do I want to do the full? Let's go with the full one here. Let's go 5. Let's put that in there. And yes, that thing is big. But then you kind of need it to be a pretty good size when you're carrying, 2 of these large containers full of iron. It's going to weigh a lot of weight. So I kind of need that much up thrust. A forward, back, left, and right might be a bit light. I don't know, I think that'll be enough. The left and right's only 1 apiece. But I think that'll be okay. We can add more if we need to. The 8 batteries should be enough. And I think the only other thing I might need because this time, instead of using the AI blocks, I plan on using a script. So somewhere I should have laid out 3 I need an antenna also. Custom, whoops, don't fall. And yeah, let me go ahead and add an antenna. I'll stick it over here. So we've got that. So that is the basic layout. There may be more stuff added later. There may be some greebling. But for now, I need to get this all welded up, and that's going to take some time. I will see you when I've got that done. Welcome back, Space Engineers. I have finished welding that up, but before we get back to that drone, I'm going to show you, I did a few changes over here in preparation for getting that drone going. Let me get this going. But on these event controllers behind me, what I have done is I've set one up to monitor my large industrial container volume. And when it gets low, when it gets below 5%, it's going to turn on a sorter. And this one over here is the same thing, except for full. So when it gets full, it's going to turn off that same sorter. That sorter I put up there. So by turning that on and off, that will allow that drone to empty or fill. Now if we get up here to this drone, I didn't do a whole lot of greebling. I can still do more. That's some weird effects. That must be some additional effects from that. I'm using one of the Halo LCDs, and it looks like it is adding some additional, I don't know if that's on purpose or not. It seems like it's adding an awful lot of extra light. Anyways, let's get into this and get this, that might be a little loud. Let's get into this and get this set up. First, let's get into the remote control. So let's look down so we can see our screen. Just ignore that last argument there because that kind of messed things up. But let's get into this, show you how, once you get your, I'm using PAM or Path Auto Miner to do this. it can do more than just mine. It can also do shuttle runs, which that's basically all this is doing. So I'm going to use that to run this thing back and forth. But we're going to first set up some controls here. Going to run up, run down, and run apply. So now you can see through those three controls we can control our screen. And by going to info, I can see that that last one's working. I don't think there's anything here. Yeah, let's leave that there. So, get this thing set up for now. Let's add switch lock. Let's add some cameras just in case. Put that one there. Rear camera. Front camera. So to get one of these to go, get Pam set up for a shuttle job, is first it needs a path. So let's do a path. Let's record path and set home. When I do this, it'll set the connector I'm connected to right now as home. So we hit 3, recording, waypoint 1 was set. So everything's set. And then we just fly to other location. And now that I'm here, I realize I don't have a connector to plug this thing in over here with. So let me stop this. Let me get out, build a connector, and I'll probably re-record that path in its entirety. Then I'll come back and we'll see if we can't get this thing to run a job or two. See how it does. Well, got that straightened out, got that built, and I got that recorded in. Now that we've got a path recorded, we can stop recording. Let's set up a shuttle job. So let's leave connector 1. That should be back home, back at the production facility. Player entered cockpit, on time delay, on ship is full, on ship is empty. And this one we want on ship is full. Next. And you want to stop job. So it's going to sit here and recharge the batteries. And that's the nice thing about PAM, is it also takes care of battery management. Now, it might completely drain your station empty, especially with a shuttle this size, so you do need to watch your power management on your facility, wherever you're docked. I know I've got a fair amount of power production here in my windmills, more than what I'm using. And back at the other one, I've got that hydrogen engine to help top things up. But you do need to keep an eye on that, because something like this, it'll drain your station pretty quick, faster than you'd think. Once this battery is full, it should take off and fly its path. The other thing to keep in mind is it flies the path that you flew. So if you did a poor job or a inefficient job of flying, it will do so also. It'll do the same poor, inefficient job of flying that you did. Well, it'll be more inefficient. But so far, PAM has seemed pretty reliable to me. I guess now that those unknown signals are working, I need to turn them back off. So I'll probably just speed this up until that battery's full. And we are off. I really wonder if that lighting effect is intentional on the hologram, or if that's just extra, just happened. Or maybe one of the mods I've got's working with it or against it and adding to that. Every time you change the direction or speed when you're recording the path, it's like PAM sets down another waypoint, and it has to go hit each waypoint exactly before it goes on to the next one. So that means it can be a bit slow if you have a real complicated path. Here we are approaching the end of it. And PAM does a very nice job of parking. As you can see down there on this display, it is unloading and it is charging the battery both. The only other thing I have to maybe worry about is if my hydrogen drone is out and about and this thing's out and about. I don't know if this thing will avoid the hydrogen drone. The hydrogen drone may avoid this thing. This thing's not AI. It'll just fly the path you make it. It won't dodge anything. But that looks like it is set up. It is working. It is moving. And I think that is where I'm going to leave it. I'll continue to work on this conveyor line. In the process of recording this over the course of this day, Keen has came out with this fix that should have fixed our problem with the hinges not passing materials. So I'll continue and try to make progress on that. That's going to take a while to do, but I've got a long weekend, so maybe I'll get it pulled off. And maybe next time we'll start building some foundations up here to start getting that thing up and going. Start get it building up. But we will see what we get then. See you later.